So, you are a very special type of person. You're what you would consider a spiritual engineer, someone who uses psychology, science, spirituality to bring much needed solutions to any scenario, any group you're put into, any solution, any problem. You can come up with solutions to almost every single problem. And this is what makes you so dangerous because most people are just limited to one version of seeing. But with you, you can see different versions, different variations, different combinations. And so you tend to be someone who's very solution based. I also feel like this is one of your strong suits. Clairaudience is also something that is your strong suit. So if you hear a random song for no reason, there's probably something in those lyrics that will give you the answer to what you're looking for. Some of you may even hear footsteps as far as like of spiritual beings. Even when you're like in a silent room and you start hearing footsteps out of nowhere and you know there's nobody in your house, that's probably a sign that something else has joined with you. Some of you have the ability to hear when danger comes around. Sometimes you get ringing in the ears. Clairaudience is one of your strong suits. So you have to kind of pay attention to what it is that you pick up on. Sonic warfare frequencies is also something that you can pick up on. So there's certain things that you don't like listening to. There's certain music that just turns you off. And it's because intuitively you can pick up the fact that there may be warfare or just programming happening through that type of music. You also are meant to discover traveling into different areas, because with psychocartography, this usually means that different areas bring different emotions. This is the study of different land and just traveling in general and trying to see how are the people that live there, how are their moods affected by the environment. And I just feel like this is why you're being called to move into certain areas. You are also going to be someone that travels often. Yes, financially, some of you may not be in a place where you can do that now, but everything can change in an instant. And with the Akashic records, you're connected to basically the web of the universe. So you essentially have all the answers. It's just a matter of where to look for those answers, whether you're going within to find those connections, or whether you see or experience something that activates these downloads that you receive from the divine. Most of your life, even if you're around people, even if you have a family, the things that you're going to experience are going to be mostly self and connected to God. I feel like most of what you will go through, not a lot of people will be able to understand that. Some of you are also isolated often, and this is for your own protection because you're a great soul. You essentially are incarnated and you're placed into certain scenarios and environments to bring some sort of change. Because with the death card, it's like you change everyone and everything that you encounter. Just your energy signature alone, just you being in a car ride with someone, you being in the same plane with someone, can give everyone on that plane protection. So everyone that you encounter, you change a predicament or you change something about them that they may not be aware of at the moment. And you also have the tendency to expose many things. This is why it's saying that you do have to be very careful about the knowledge that you do have. Not a lot of people are worthy of listening to this knowledge. Some of you don't even like to talk, and it's because it's almost like a chore for you. And there's a lot of people that cannot understand what it is that you know, and they won't see it for themselves until they experience this kind of, it's kind of the energy of just being chosen and deciding to kind of look within and find the experiences from within, the answers from within. Some of you have a very strong sense of spirituality and religion. Some of you mix those both together. And I feel like this is not your only lifetime. You definitely had one in Atlantis. You had another lifetime during Greek or Roman times. And then you also had another where you were an indigenous person, Native American, Aboriginal in a way. And so you have a combination of things that you've experienced that give you all this knowledge from a place that's very technologically based to a group of people that may be very close to nature, very much so connected to their environment as well. So I feel like this is one of the things that you may end up studying. In this lifetime, you're meant to be happy. You're meant to have success. You're meant to have recognition, but you're also meant to bring balance into a lot of situations. For example, you get hired into this corporation. This corporation is known to do shady things. They do it to you. They end up getting karma. This whole company goes bankrupt. It's just an example of what could happen. I also feel like you will trigger a lot of jealousy in especially whatever your same sex is, you're going to trigger your same sex. If you're a woman, women are always going to be bothered around you unless they're high vibrational and they have a sense of self and they're confident within themselves. If you're a man, you're going to trigger a lot of hatred from men. Just because they're going to see your light, they're going to see the force and the power that you come with this justice card showing up 2 times. This is essentially saying, actually 3. If you look at the scale here, this is also saying your sense of discernment is what's going to be key into you gaining success, because you're going to know when to jump into things at the last second. At the last second, you're going to know when to change direction if there's a trap laid out for you. So your sense of discernment is what's going to help you get to exactly where you need to be. The awareness, the wisdom, the knowledge, the being connected to source. I also feel like the justice system needs to watch out for you, because if you speak up against something, if you have a problem with something, you have the ability to coerce people to join in on your cause. And this is what makes you so powerful and dangerous at the same time. And the best way to stay and remain in this energy is by remaining balanced, not letting other people come and knock you off scale, or not letting other people come and dump their burdens off to you. Because you are going to have a lot of challenges. A lot of these challenges is going to come from the devil. It's going to come from darkness. It's going to come from other entities that are trying to essentially just put more burdens, stress on your shoulders. They don't want you to see who you are with these blindfolds. They don't want you to see where you're going. They want you to have so much on your plate that you can't even focus on your own purpose. You don't even know what you're doing. They want to cause more conflict and drama and chaos and more people seeing you as competition, because they know you have the ability to get people to collaborate. This is why divide and conquer is such a big agenda. I feel like in certain countries it's because they know if both teams or all sides were to stand up together, they could change up the whole script. And this is why it's saying with the Queen of Swords, your mind is not only your strength, but it can also be your weakness, because you can get into the energy of overthinking things, overthinking your intuition, overthinking your discernment. When you're not balanced, your mind becomes imbalanced as well. And what you're meant to do in this lifetime is also enjoy your life, celebrate, go out more, not keep yourself shielded essentially, but knowing that you are protected. And if there are times where you feel like you're left out, or you feel like you're not in a sense of community, it's for a reason. It's probably because that people in those locations cannot be trusted. It's probably for your own protection. Anyone with this type of energy or vibration, it can be targeted by certain individuals, because remember, you will trigger a lot of envy, a lot of jealousy, a lot of hatred. People will hate you simply for being who you are, and simply of the fact that you trigger something in their shadows, and they will not like that. That's your job coming here. It's triggering situations. It's causing balance and even collaborations in certain dynamics. This is what makes you someone who's strong, someone who's resilient. I also feel like the banking system can lose out on a lot of money because of the fact that you would be able to convince people to behave in certain ways, to stop investing in certain companies that don't invest back into the people. And your strong suit is your word. Your strong suit is your sense of balance, is your sense of being able to remain impartial, not get drawn into a certain side. You're the type of person that's not biased. This is why you can't be swayed. This is why most groups don't like you, because they don't like free thinkers for the most part. And this is a sense of protection. You're going to expose a lot of things. You're going to change a lot of people. You're going to change a lot of locations. You're going to change the vibration in certain places that you're meant to go. And this is all divinely guided.